Finally, Apostle Johnson SULEMAN reveals what really killed Mr. Ibu and Herbert WIGWE. Apostle Johnson SULEMAN, a well-known cleric, explains the strange familial pattern that led to Mr. Ibu and Herbert WIGWE's deaths. The senior pastor and general overseer of Omega Fire Ministries International stated that the deaths of these two prominent Nigerian figures were not typical. He noticed some unusual tendencies in the aftermath of Mr. Ibu's and Herbert WIGWE's deaths. Apostle Johnson SULEMAN discussed how Mr. Ibu's grandparents and father perished as a result of poisoning and how Mr. Ibu suffered a similar fate. Similarly, Apostle SULEMAN noted that Herbert WIGWE's elder brother died in an accident. His sister died while returning from a honeymoon, and he too suffered a similar destiny. Apostle Johnson SULEMAN emphasized that foundational causes exist and may affect everyone regardless of whether they are born again unless they are broken. Now, let me say this. Somebody actually made this comment, and the person that made this comment is not actually a pastor. The first comment I saw on this foundational causes, or should I say generational causes, was not from a pastor. And the thing was, somebody actually came out to say that Herbert WIGWE's elder brother that died in an accident. I am just hearing it now that his sister also died in an accident. You understand? That was the first time I heard it. I'm like, hold up, these people, let us not be too sentimental or too religious, but if you check some patterns, you know that something is actually wrong here. Something they play for here will be say suppose play. Do you understand? As for Mr. Ibu, I do not know him too well, but I know that series of time we have come out to say, oh, he was poisoned and all that and all that. May God continue to rest your soul, and may God continue to comfort and console the family. Now, moving on. This This foundational courses or generational courses. I think it is time everybody takes a retreat. You understand? The things that happens in your life, and the thing is, sometimes some of them are back to back, as in they happen so closely that the patterns are noticed easily, while in some cases the patterns are not noted easily. Do you understand? You see some people in their family, they don't live beyond a particular age line. You might say, oh, it is just a coincidence, but if you go back and check and make research, and you are able to say, okay, this my particular uncle did not see this particular year. This my particular uncle. This is just me using an example. That is when you start looking at it. And yes, a lot of people will be like, why should I have generational curses if I'm in Christ? Of course, if you are a born-again Christian, you will still have, if you lack knowledge, you have to tackle that particular problem. Just like if you're sick and you are saying, okay, because I'm a child of God, Christ lives in me, I am not going to fall sick. That is faith. But you have to, if you have gone for tests, if you have been, if they have been diagnosed, oh, you have malaria, you have typhoid, you have this or that, and it's okay, take drugs. Now your Christian, your Christian religion, should I say faith you have, should also make you put it into work by, taking the drugs that you are taking, that you have been prescribed for. You don't abandon it and say, okay, because I'm a Christian, I am going to automatically get healed. Oh my God, if that sickness hold you, it will buy you, you will just die through away for nothing. That is how also it is when it comes to generational causes. You don't say, oh, because I'm a child of God. Of course, you put your face into action by tackling the problem. By how? You go and look for the root cause. Okay, fine, there is something that is causing this to happen. Where and when? What really happened? That is when you start digging. And believe you me, it is not always a sweet journey. We've heard stories of people who went and they were digging, and even people will go follow them, go dig. You understand? Maybe the pastors and men of God, because they were not prepped, they were not knowledgeable enough to know that this thing where they hear no be small thing. No, we need to prepare ourselves because we are not prepared. The thing they eat, as in, if it is that really, really deep and that really dangerous, you think they eat people. No. But if, just like you're Christian, you tackle that particular problem, and the thing is, you don't tackle it as it is best if, you know, a family tackles their own once and for all. It is going to be best. And you cannot tackle it if you are not a united family. So imagine if you are not a united family and you want to go and tackle it, you're going to, as in, you go see shiggy. You understand? But now, I'm not saying that one person cannot break off. Of course, one person can break off rather. Now, you might be in a particular family where poverty is a thing. As in, no matter how you struggle, you may be in a particular family, and maybe for reason best known to you, you are just fed up. What is ßUR1AL? You understand? You now go looking for answers, looking for root causes. If the poverty is just normal poverty, if you understand, you are not the one working so hard, but you know, maybe you've seen yourself that you're working so hard, but things are not just working out for you. You see yourself in a circle of people in the office, you know, people who you left school with, you got your first job with. Those people have, you know, they're now better, but you are actually at the same place. Let's say sometimes you even work in the same office, and you see that those people, their talent are more visible than yours, and when you know they are really putting in the work. This is what I'm telling people. This is how these patterns are. Some are children, you bearing children becomes a problem. Some are deaths, you understand? They have accidents, some poisoning, some any kind of death occur, and before you know it, the person has gone. Some are actually sicknesses, a pattern of sicknesses. Oh, this person have this part of, no matter how the person tries to be healthy, you have to. So the thing is, whether I like them or not, power did this word. I did tell you, power did this word. So don't be oblivious of it. This is not a thing of I'm a Christian and the Spirit of Christ lives in me. No, you will have to actively walk. You will have to go and look for the solution. You find okay, this is a problem. Where is it coming from? Because I don't want to treat it from the surface level, so that, you know, it doesn't. I don't just treat it and it can rear its head later, or raise what's it called? Its head up later again. Do you understand? You have to go down to the root causes and look at this. This I'm telling you is real. I'm not listening. I'm telling you, not super story. There are people who suffer from it. There are people who in the families is, like I said, some of them is what's it called, lack. They suffer from poverty. No matter how they try and struggle, they're at a particular level. There are some people whom their children die before them. They end up burying their children. There are people who what's it called? They don't get married. There are people who they don't have children on time. You understand? So it is a thing that, so pastors, listen, pastor or no pastor, once you notice patterns in your family, you have to put your faith to work by, you know, looking for solutions to problem. And like I said, it is going to be better if the family is actually united. You understand? And look, it is something they look into as a family, and they tackle that problem as a family, and they're able to break free as a family. Because if you go individually, of course, I'm not saying you maybe people in your family, they do not believe that you have a, my dear, you can go ahead. Maybe people in one's family will not want to believe. You understand, my sister? Go ahead and break free. God will open your way, as if they persist, they find solution to your problem. When you don't break free, come out, my sister. Maybe the eye will can't do it, can't open. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time. Enjoy.